Every time Brian got exactly what he deserved on Family Guy. Number 1. Brian gets slapped with a shock collar in Season 23, Episode 12. It all kicks off with Quagmire lovingly sculpting a rice statue of Jessica Chastain. Yes, it's Jessica Chastain, but in carbs. Just as he's about to finish her perfectly seasoned hairline, bark! Brian screeches like a car alarm on crack, destroying the masterpiece.
You want me to run away with you? But what about your husband, Gianluca Passi de Preposulo? Yeah, Italian names are stupid. Ah, damn it!
Now imagine you're having a zen morning with your grain-based goddess, and some neighborhood furball starts howling like it's full moon on meth. What would you do? Quagmire storms over, demands, "What the hell are you barking at, man?"
What the hell's going on over here? You've been barking all morning.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm protecting the neighborhood. I heard from a dog who heard from a dog who heard from another dog that he saw a pack of coyotes on Spooner Street.
Brian, cool as ever, replies, "I'm protecting the neighborhood. I said it's a pack of wolves nearby."
There are no coyotes on Spooner Street, and your barking is driving me crazy, so just stop.
I can't. And trust me, my bark is the only thing keeping these predators at bay. Because if there's one thing that I will not allow in this neighborhood, it's predators.
Spoiler, there are no wolves, just Brian being Brian. Obnoxious, smug, and somehow still a fan of that creep-tastic old guy Herbert.
Oh, hey, Mr. Herbert, how you doing today?
Oh, you know me. Easy peasy, youngsy boysy.
Sweet, sweet old fella right there.
Naturally, an anonymous complaint makes its way to the cops, clearly written in Quagmire's handwriting with glitter pen.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm looking for a Brian Griffin.
Joe, you've known me for years.
Come on, I gotta flop around for like an hour to get my uniform on, so let me do the cop thing.
Joe shows up in full RoboCop mode and gifts Brian a military-grade anti-bark shock collar.
Anyway, the collar's programmed to give you a severe shock if you raise your voice above a certain decibel. You're wasting your time. That's a military-grade collar, a little trickle down from Gitmo.
Before leaving, Joe warns, "Don't even try to cut it off. This thing's been tested on actual wolves, and maybe one raccoon."
Don't bother trying to cut it off. You won't be able to. It's Kevlar. Same stuff Republicans want our kids to wear to school. Jokomotive, all that and more, Friday afternoon at the VFW parking lot.
Stewie sees the new bling and starts roasting Brian instantly. Brian pretends he's too dignified to care, but inside, he's dying harder than his last screenplay.
Hey, there he is. Wolfie Goldberg. Off Vader. Buck Ruffalo. Yep, I should have stopped on that last one.
Confident he's got it under control, Brian vows not to bark. 5 minutes later, Peter rings the doorbell. Brian's primal instincts kick in, and the collar fries him like a Hot Pocket.
Ow, damn it! Ow!
Oh, God, that was awful.
Oh, locked myself out. Anybody in there?
Then Peter walks in, and Brian, loyal idiot that he is, wags his tail. Zap! Again.
Oh, wait, I got a key.
Someone I know is home. Ow! Someone I know is home. Ow!
Eventually, Brian limps over to Quagmire's place, smelling like burnt toast and begging him to withdraw the complaint.
I want to hear you purr.
Okay, fine. Purr.
You can do better than that.
All right.
He promises he'll never bark again, won't even breathe loud. But Quagmire knows better. Brian lies like it's his second language.
What do you think, Miss Kitty Witty? Was that a good purr? Ow! Sorry, Brian, she says no. And when a woman says no in this house, it means no, as of March 5th, 2018.
Later that night, Brian sneaks in and straps another shock collar onto a sleeping Quagmire, because in this town, revenge is best served electrified.
What the hell? Ah! Ha ha! Ah! Ha ha! Ah!
The next morning, both try to argue but can only speak in soft, polite tones to avoid getting shocked.
Take this off right now. No way. This is payback, you dick. I swear to God, I will choke you out with your own tail.
Yeah, I'd like to see you try, you sad, lonely douche.
It's like watching two tea-sipping Brits fight over a crumpet. Quagmire, now suspiciously crispy, asks, "Where the hell did you even get a second shock collar?" Brian, front seat of Joe's Cruiser, right under the taser and expired beef jerky.
Hey, that's not cool, Brian. Those collars aren't easy to replace. Unlike congressional seats, you can't just go out and buy one. Jokomotive, next stop, good times. Now available for all private events.
Then, plot twist, Quagmire takes out the trash that night and, surprise, a real pack of coyotes shows up, all teeth and no chill. Turns out Brian was telling the truth. Somewhere in hell, pigs just bought parkas.
It's freezing in here.
You were just hot 2 seconds ago.
Well, now I'm cold.
Who's that?
You knew my sister was coming.
Hell, her sister's here too.
Quagmire tries to scream, but only lets out a dainty little help, like he's auditioning for a Victorian opera.
Help! Help!
Somebody's in trouble at Quagmire's. And somebody's having a really hard time with Axel F on the keyboard.
Brian returns, taunts the coyotes, and lets the collar electrocute him into some kind of glowing, barking Avenger, scaring them off. In the end, Brian may be a pompous jerk with the moral compass of a vending machine, but this time he did save Quagmire. And even if he doesn't like his neighbors, he's committed to protecting them. One bark, one zap at a time.
You'll always be safe on Spooner Street.
They got me, Daddy!
Take the extra Slam Jams out of your socks, Junior! Take the Slam Jams out of your socks!
Number 2, banned from his favorite bar in Season 18, Episode 5. So it all starts when Quagmire proudly announces he's opening a cat cafe.
She loves to smoke and feels it's not truly a meal unless you serve bread. Isn't that right, Albertine? You gotta serve bread.
I don't believe she's ever said any of that.
Joe is all in. Peter, who hates cats almost as much as reading, immediately challenges him to a duel. Yes, with guns. At dawn, like real men, or lunatics.
Joe, look! I got Mayor West! Good. We'll keep him till we get a new mayor.
Next morning, the gang visits Quagmire's cafe. Everything's going perfectly, except Joe, who's melting into an allergic puddle.
What do you think?
I'm realizing I may have a cat allergy.
Cleveland finds the whole thing charming and insists people like Bruce and Elle will love it. Because nothing says fun like sipping lattes while a cat knocks over your phone.
Boy, if I could clean myself with my tongue, I'd never leave the house.
Right? And it's like if I had 9 lives, maybe I'd finally find a man.
You's joining me.
The real problem? The cafe is right next to Brian's favorite bar.
Hey, shut up! Don't look at me! I'm dominant!
The second he sees it, he kicks the door open like a jealous ex and demands Quagmire shut it down immediately or face his worst nightmare.
Get out of here. You're making all my cats angry. That's why they're hissing.
Actually, frightened cats hiss, angry cats moan.
You can't open this place here. It's right next to my favorite bar.
Next day, Brian rolls up with a megaphone and a science degree from Google.
And as long as Brian's got your attention, is it taking anyone else longer to wipe? More wipes these days? I'm taking shorter poops, but with longer wipes. And there's always this one little line. I swear to God, it's like there's a crayon down there.
He claims the cafe is a public health threat and warns people about cat diseases like feline Ebola. Not a thing. Patrons flee like it's Chernobyl with whiskers.
They also ring you up on one of those tablets they flip around at you and then glare while you pick from 3 inflated tip percentages.
You can also choose no tip.
But that option is, by design, much less prominent.
You're a jerk.
Soon, the media shows up. Brian becomes the poster boy for anti-cat cafe activism and even drags Stewie into his one-dog protest.
That's right, Tricia, and since I'm on local TV, I'm going to talk a little too loud, and then occasionally I'm going to turn away from the microphone to point at things off camera, so my overall point is lost.
Powerful claims. Thank you, Brian.
Brian's campaign works. The cafe gets temporarily shut down pending a health board decision.
Thanks to you, I'm out of business. I certainly hope you're happy. Oh, nice top, Stewie.
Come on, lock it up. Until the Board of Health gives the okay, you're done.
Stewie celebrates their victory by inviting Brian to star in a laxative commercial.
Cut to the shot of them stirring the product into water.
Gurgle Max. Take a massive comfort.
Oh, God. Oh, there's regular on the carpet. Oh, there's so much regular.
But karma comes quick. Brian gets banned from his favorite bar too. Poetic justice, says literally everyone, except Brian, who's now crankier than ever.
Sorry, can't let you in there.
What? I come in here all the time.
Well, apparently due to some recent public health concerns, the city has said that no animals of any kind are allowed in any public establishment.
Stewie thinks it's for the best. Now we can finally write our screenplay. At Chuck E. Cheese.
Whoa! This place has the best pizza and Pepsi, Brian. Did you hear me? The best pizza and Pepsi. Oh no, my pizza and Pepsi!
Meanwhile, Quagmire is forced to live with all the cats from the cafe. Turns out he wasn't emotionally or hygienically prepared for 40 meowing roommates.
Cat hair ginger ale?
Nope.
Cat hair iced tea?
Again, summer.
You want to just take a look in the fridge, see what I got?
Sure. Someone just had kittens in my mouth.
Brian, without booze, becomes so irritable he makes Oscar the Grouch look like a life coach.
What are you doing? Nothing. Just sitting here trying to figure out why we have stupid purple couches. Have you ever known anyone in your life to own a purple couch?
I would assume Steve Harvey.
To fix Brian's foul mood, Stewie comes up with a plan. Brian will pose as a therapy animal so he can sneak into places, including bars, as long as he sticks by Stewie's side.
1 pen? You're buying 1 pen?
Yep.
You don't work in an office you can steal this from?
I work from home.
Office Depot. We're coming, Blockbuster.
But when Brian refuses to actually provide emotional support, because he's Brian, they get into a fight, and Stewie bails on him.
Say something nice about me or I'll disappear like a serial killer in a 90s movie.
Stewie, wait, I need you to get in.
I'm gonna do it.
Back at the Catpocalypse, things get dark. Quagmire can't handle the herd, and the cats start eating the dead ones. Yes, it's that kind of episode.
Cat legs! Cats arise! Guys, it's working! I'm not dead!
With the feline population dropping faster than a crypto scam, Quagmire begins cremating them in his backyard. At that exact moment, Brian walks by. Quagmire calls him a bastard, and naturally a fistfight breaks out.
What the?
Brian tries to do the classic Stewie vanish into traffic move but gets hit by a bus instead. Quagmire, shockingly, helps patch him up.
Brian, oh my God, are you all right? Here, let me mend you like in a 1990s action movie.
Ah, thanks.
In a rare moment of honesty, Quagmire confesses he just wanted to be known for something good instead of being the pervy guy everyone avoids at church bake sales.
I just thought if I created something that makes people happy, maybe people would remember me for that. You probably think that's stupid.
Feeling weirdly touched, Brian dons his emotional support dog vest and goes on a friendly walk with Quagmire, proving that even a smug alcoholic dog can be a decent guy once every 7 seasons. Number 3, the one where Stewie turns Brian's specs into shrapnel, season 14, episode 4. Brian, our resident Metro Canine con artist, decides he'll look smarter if he slaps on a pair of glasses. Naturally, that sets off Stewie's inner rage goblin.
It's just that when you've read as many books as I have, it takes a toll, you know?
You sure it's not from watching too much close-up porn on your phone?
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they have that now.
The pretension spikes hard when Lois merely asks, "So, dinner ideas?" And Brian whips out a pensive intellectual face like he's waiting for a TED Talk intro.
What do I want?
You're so full of it, you don't need those things.
Wait, who said that? Oh, Stewie.
Stewie, brow twitching, hisses that Brian is officially grosser than people who use the toilet while showering. Looking at you, Meg.
You are just horrible. You're even worse than those people who take dumps in the shower.
What? Why are you cutting to me? What did somebody say? Whatever they said I do, I don't do.
Still, Brian clings to the glasses in every possible setting, just to broadcast, "Behold, I am learning!"
Still sticking with the glasses, huh?
What? Oh, right, I have glasses. They're such a part of me now, I forgot all about them.
You're gross.
New specs in tow, he ditches Stewie at a cafe to flirt with some hipster barista. Stewie swears vengeance. Those lenses are going down.
When they said Professor Griffin, I barely heard them.
That's it. I'm putting an end to this. I'm gonna destroy those glasses if it's the last thing I do.
You should really check out the Thanksgiving Jazz CD they sell here.
His diabolical master plan? Drag Brian to a spa so Mr. Brainiac has to ditch the glasses, making them easy pickings.
So just relax, take your glasses off, take a nice dry sauna. No glasses in the sauna, just leave those puppies in the locker. They'll be safe out here.
Sounds good.
Enter Chris, genetically part Peter, cognitively part paperweight. Chris helps by locking everyone inside the sauna.
Chris! What are you doing in here?
I did it. I locked us in the sauna.
You what?
Yep, it's all set. It's turned up high, and nobody is coming for the whole weekend.
5 minutes later, the group busts out looking drier than a cactus in Death Valley.
Well, you guys sure look steamed.
This Family Guy joke was written by Jimmy Sullivan, age 9, of Decatur, Georgia.
Finally, unable to endure one more second of Brian's faux philosopher act, Stewie channels his inner Babe Ruth, grabs a baseball bat, and whack! Straight into Brian's face.
Hey, Bri?
Yeah?
Ah! Damn it! Ah! There's glass in my eye! Oh! Son of a bitch! Ah!
Mom says dinner's at 6. She wanted me to tell people, I don't know why.
Glasses shattered, ego deflated, and order, however dysfunctional, restored. Number 4, kicked in the face by a horse. Season 17, episode 14. So Lois decides to start a women's writing camp. Real empowering stuff. Except the only real member doing anything is Lois. Donna and Bonnie are basically just there for the snacks.
Louise's bosom heaved. They spent the next 18 minutes fighting off sneezes in the throes of ecstasy. Heaving bosom.
Damn, that's steamy, Lois.
Meanwhile, Brian, being the cultured gentleman he is, notices a plate of food on the table and in the absence of witnesses, proceeds to eat it like a full-on dog. Snout deep, zero dignity.
A Stable Affair by Lois Griffin.
While mid-munch, he stumbles across Lois's manuscript titled Affair in the Stable.
Lois is writing a romance novel about a woman who is unhappy with her husband and begins to have a torrid affair with a caped lover who has horses.
And because Brian's brain is wired like a soap opera, he assumes this means Lois wants a mysterious horse-owning lover.
This could finally be my key to—
What? Banging my mom? You know, you are the worst.
Ladies.
Naturally, Brian decides to become that lover. He shows up to Lois dressed like a budget romance novel cover. Think Fabio meets Petco.
Brian, is that your horse? When did you get a horse?
Oh, I've been an Equus for a while.
The play with Harry Potter's penis?
Just my trusty steed here. We have a special connection. Me being an equestrianist and everything.
And Lois is, in a word, unimpressed. She's like, Brian, this is weird, expensive, and where the hell did you even get a horse?
Well, the costs are meager when you're able to dominate and control the beast with just the slightest glance. Stop it!
Ha ha! What? This is nuts!
Brian, now deep in method acting mode, tries to prove his bond with the horse by walking around it like he's filming a cologne ad. Problem is, he forgot rule number 1 of basic horse safety. Don't stand behind the butt.
Anyway, I've been speaking to my horse in the silent language of knowing, and I—
Never walk behind a horse. You would have to hate horses not to know that.
Stewie, ever the tiny voice of reason, warns him, don't stand behind the horse.
Being one with nature. A mutual bond of trust. Different species, same heart.
Brian does. The horse fires off a hoof kick that realigns his whole dog's skull. We're talking full cartoon crunch.
You're despicable.
But Brian, being the hopeless romantic and hopeless idiot that he is, doesn't quit. He drags Stewie to the grocery store looking for a bottle of wine mentioned in Lois's novel, hoping it's a code.
Doors magically opened. Chill came over her. Through the vegetation, like mist.
Instead of wine, they find Horatio, a store clerk who looks exactly like the mysterious man in Lois's manuscript. And Brian's like, oh my god, she's cheating on Peter with a guy who stocks toilet paper.
We don't work here. We're a dog and a baby. Do my clothes make it look like I work here?
I think it's the overalls, yeah.
Hey, get back to work.
I'll see you back at home, Brian. I've got to finish my shift.
Back home, paranoia takes over. When Lois says she's going out late and heading to the store, Brian flips out. He and Stewie tailor like a bad Netflix documentary.
We should follow her and see what the hell is going on.
Stewie-chan, shigoto ni modoru. Nikai ni wa oku no shinshi ga mate musu.
I'll meet you there, Brian. I've got to finish my shift.
And guess what? She does pick up Horatio. She's super sweet to him. She even takes him to, wait for it, a stable.
He's going in for a hug. They're hugging? This is insane.
I know, this guy is a star.
At this point, Brian loses it. He confronts her in the stable, full dog meltdown, yelling, "Don't cheat on Peter, cheat with me."
If I could embody some of those things, maybe I would have a shot with you. But then I found out Horatio was real, and I couldn't bear to see you do something like this to the family. It's not you, Lois.
Lois, now visibly pissed, explains the truth. Horatio is not her lover. He's a sweet guy with a learning disability whom she helps out by taking him to see horses every week. You know, because she's not a monster.
A fantasy. That's why I wrote it in a story, because I knew that I would never act on it. I never thought a dog could be such a genuine piece of human garbage.
Brian tries to apologize, but Stewie, in the ultimate act of justice, brings back the horse, who delivers one final glorious kick straight to Brian's jaw.
Now that I see what it is, I'm ashamed of myself. I hope you can find it in your heart.
Hey, Bri. There's a good girl.
Justice served with hooves. Number 5, facing every ex he's ever had, season 11, episode 12. Ah yes, Valentine's Day, a time for love, chocolates, and deep emotional trauma. So naturally, Stewie asks Brian what his romantic plans are, and Brian, being the living embodiment of a Nicholas Sparks plot gone wrong, says he's not doing anything because he's completely over it.
So what's with you, no Valentine's Day plans?
No, I've had it with Valentine's Day. I'm sick of all of it.
Okay, I'm putting on my friend hat. What's the matter? Let me in.
Stewie, curious and nosy as always, pokes around and Brian finally cracks. I give up on love. I can't find the right woman.
How come it's so hard to meet the right woman? I think maybe it's just time for me to give up.
Come on, Brian, you can't give up. Everything could change in a moment.
Cue Stewie, ever the therapist with a time machine who drops a motivational bombshell. Come on, Brian, things can change. I mean, look at the Kennedy assassination. Anything's possible.
The Texas School Book Depository Awareness Council has failed in its mission to generate public awareness of the Texas School Book Depository. So at the end of the day, we'll be shutting down operations and laying everyone off.
Sir, I think you're gonna want to see this!
In true Family Guy fashion, Stewie decides the best way to deal with Brian's heartbreak is not with self-reflection or therapy, but by pulling a full-blown Jerry Springer reunion. He travels back in time and invites every single one of Brian's ex-girlfriends to a surprise intervention at their house. Because nothing says healing like being ganged up on by everyone you've ever disappointed.
Oh my God. Stewie, what the hell? These are all my ex-girlfriends.
Well, I thought they could provide some insights that might improve your love life.
Stewie announces that today's episode of This Is Your Miserable Dating Life is all about Brian. The goal? Figure out why he's still tragically single and allergic to commitment.
My objective is to figure out why.
I don't know, the word self-absorbed comes to mind.
And pretentious.
Definitely pretentious. And he's got a big ego.
Okay, we seem to have a theme going here.
The reviews come flooding in. One ex says Brian's arrogant. Another says he's narcissistic. Brian, being Brian, completely denies all of it, which ironically only proves their point.
Oh, come on. You're all just mad because I didn't want to be with you.
The only person who defends him is Ida, Quagmire's transgender parents, who clearly missed the memo that this was a roast, not a redemption arc.
I think Brian's a wonderful man. He's just having a difficult time coming to terms with his own sexuality. Shut up, Ida.
She's my favorite.
He's insecure.
And a blowhard.
And he's got a tiny penis.
Meanwhile, Stewie, being the most gracious host since Satan threw a cocktail party for dictators, brings out wine for everyone. Ida raises a glass and says they should make this a weekly thing.
This is great. We should do this every Saturday. No, we're not going to do this every Saturday.
What's wrong? We're just being honest.
Brian, now one wine glass away from a breakdown, lashes out at everyone, calling his exes crazy and labeling Stewie a baby-sized little dictator with a god complex. He's not wrong, but still rude.
You're an old bag, you're blind, your vomit tastes weird, you don't even know why you're here, you chose to be on the hills, you still have bits of penis left, and you can never get wet. You're more of a woman than anyone else in this room!
Stewie, naturally offended and mildly aroused by the drama, tells everyone, screw it, get him! And just like that, Brian's exes form a mob. A furry, angry mob.
Get him!
Let's be real. Brian's been a terrible boyfriend. He's learned nothing. And if he gets torn apart by his past mistakes, literally, well, some dogs just aren't meant to be good boys.
Oh, honey, I'm so excited to finally meet your girlfriend.
Here she comes now.
Yoo-hoo, baby!
Oh no!
Number 6 got beaten up by Stewie for dodging a debt. Season 4, episode 20. Picture this: Stewie Griffin, pacifier-wielding Wall Street shark, has discovered the dark thrill of sports betting. While confiding in his plush consigliere Rupert, our diaper-clad bookie sighs. Note to self, never trust the Celtics, just like that time Brian pranked me during skydiving class. Stewie invites Brian to bet on the legendary matchup, Mike Tyson vs. Carol Channing. Naturally, Brian bets $50 on Tyson because, duh, former world heavyweight champ.
Carol Channing. You've got Carol Channing, the actress, beating Mike Tyson, the boxer. Hell, give me $50 on Tyson.
Stewie, impressed, says even Freddie from accounting went with Tyson.
Wait a minute, there's nothing funny about an addiction. Vote no on Indian gaming laws.
But then, plot twist, frail elderly Broadway star Carol Channing starts absorbing Tyson's punches like she's made of Kevlar.
You're going down. I can't believe this. She keeps getting up. I'm so exhausted.
And wins the match by vibrating weirdly until Tyson passes out from confusion.
Up yours, young people. You and your rock and roll 8-track tapes.
Brian's jaw hits the floor. He's out $50 and emotionally bankrupt.
I just lost a $50 bet.
You know, Mike Tyson once beat up his wife. But there's nothing funny about that.
Stewie casually reminds him it's time to cough up the cash. Brian, being the slippery mutt he is, coolly mutters, "I'll pay you back soon." Stewie smiles like a polite little British mobster and replies, "You've got 24 hours before things get unpleasant."
Why? What happens in 24 hours? I don't know. Not psychic, man. I'm just saying it would probably be better for everybody if you had the money tomorrow. Yeah, all right, I'll see what I can do. Sweet, great.
Exactly 24 hours later, Stewie ambushes Brian outside the bathroom like a loan shark in a diaper. Brian tries to buy time again. By the weekend, I swear. But Stewie's had enough.
That's good, OJ.
Yeah, that hurt? That hurt?
What the hell?
Yeah, it don't feel so good, does it? No, huh?
Cue a full-on beatdown with Stewie repeatedly socking Brian in the snout, growling, "Where's my money, man?"
Where's my money? You gonna give me my money? Where's my money, man? Where's the money?
A phrase so iconic it now echoes in Brian's nightmares like a haunting ringtone.
Where's the money, man? Where's my money? You got till 5 o'clock. You hear me? You got till 5 o'clock.
You freaking psychopath!
Clean yourself up.
And just when you think Brian learned his lesson, nope, he tries dodging Stewie again by slapping on a fake mustache like he's suddenly in disguise mode from Mission Impossible.
Morning.
Good day to you, sir. Hey, wait a minute, what the hell?
It doesn't work. Stewie chucks him down the stairs, goes full PGA Tour on him with a golf club, and continues the now famous chant.
Where's my money?
Where's my money? Where's my money? Yeah, you got money to pay for fake mustaches, huh? Yeah, how much you pay for that fake mustache?
$2.99.
Things escalate fast. Brian ends up shot in both legs and set on fire. Basically, it's a Quentin Tarantino loan collection special. Only then does Brian cave and pay up.
Oh my God! All right, let's go to the bank.
Later on a flight to England, Stewie notices Brian still giving him death stares, so he generously offers, "You get one free hit. I deserve that."
Okay, but I'm not going to tell you when it's coming. This is gonna be fun.
Brian accepts, but waits and waits until Stewie becomes so paranoid he starts slapping himself preemptively to keep Brian satisfied.
Tell me when it's gonna come. Just do something, anything. Look, I'll do it. I'll do it fast. Look, I'll do it even worse. Oh, look how hurt I am. We're even now.
Finally, in a glorious ending, Brian uses his free hit to shove Stewie directly into the path of a double-decker bus in London.
Let's go home.
Moral of the story, never owe money to a talking baby with access to firearms. Number 7. Brian gets brutally friend-zoned by Carter in season 15, episode 13. It all starts when Carter, blind as a bat with glaucoma, takes a majestic leak on stage at a school play.
How are you, gentlemen?
Dude, what the hell? Whoa, with cataracts like those, someone needs a big pair of glasses.
Hey, Jessica Chastain!
Naturally, this lands him in the hospital for cataract surgery. And guess what? Not a single griffin gives a hoot.
Hope those eyes get better soon, Pop. It's me, Peter Shapoopy.
Oh, thanks for coming, Peter.
I'm here too, Grandpa. And Mag went down to put money in the meter.
I don't care.
The doctor says his vision will recover in a few weeks, but until then, someone's gotta babysit Mr. Magoo.
Well, I'd love to help you, Daddy, but Stewie's just been so fussy lately. He's constantly crying for no reason.
What are you talking about? I'm fine.
Ow, bitch! She does this a lot.
Enter Lois, who volunteers Brian to be Carter's seeing eye dog. Brian's like, hard pass, we have nothing in common. But Lois, in full manipulation mode, says if he does it, he'll basically be like King Arthur. She leaves out the part where Arthur also had a bunch of people trying to kill him.
Oh, yeah. Whew. Oh, God, this is embarrassing. I'm so sorry. It's been like 500 years. This is your big moment and I'm ruining it.
So the next day, Brian shows up at Carter's mansion, starts reading him books, dressing in drag with a wig, and even helps the old man out of the bathtub like a butler in 50 Shades of Medicaid.
Oh, what's up? What do you need? I'm done with my bath. Put on this lady wig and help me out of the tub.
What? Why do I have to wear a wig?
Otherwise, it's weird. Thank you, Penelope.
But Carter's rich guy kink levels go from weird to what the hell when he asks Brian to rub gold bond powder on, well, let's just say his investment portfolio.
Hey, it's 4:30. Time for dinner. But first, grab that gold bond and powder my speed bag. There's the tingle.
Brian's disgusted by Carter's 1% lifestyle until Carter busts out the private helicopter. Suddenly, Brian's like, you know what? Capitalism ain't so bad.
Wow, so you could just bypass all that gridlock? Having a helicopter's amazing.
And that's not all. I also use it to throw boxes of frogs down on that church. They go bananas.
One private jet and a $1 million plate of moon cow beef later, and Brian's fully drunk on the billionaire Kool-Aid. But then, plot twist, Carter regains his vision, immediately fires Brian, and returns to urinating with full urinary freedom.
Ow. 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 Ow.
Brian, now bougie as hell after just 1 week, goes back home and refuses to eat Lois's peasant stew.
I know all about Etienne. He climbed into my bed when I was 11.
I'm sure this is a step down for you, Bri, but now you're back in the real world where our poop stinks and we all eat garbage.
Stewie senses danger. Great, Brian's acting like he just married into the Rothschilds.
He thinks he's better than us.
What time you going to bed, fancy boy?
Brian insists it's not about the money. We're friends. Carter and I connected. Sure, buddy. And Quagmire is a feminist.
Yeah, right. That's what Woody thought about Buzz Lightyear.
Bo Peep! What's going on here?
You've got a friend in me?
He goes crawling back to Carter's house, hoping to rekindle their bromance. But Carter slams the door in his snout. We're done. Bye, Felicia.
How's the temp? Good and hot? Oh, yeah, that's the stuff. Hey, did you also not wash your ass before getting in? Yeah, that sign.
Brian walks home, muttering insults like rotten old goat, overcooked meatloaf in a wig.
Lousy, no good, rotten, Russian, good person, pretty son of a guy.
Brian, what's up? Why are you engaging in cartoon profanity?
Stewie calls him out. You're just mad you're not rich anymore. That's when Brian has his Grinch moment. His greed-swollen heart grows 3 sizes in guilt.
Anyway, I know this makes me sound awful, but I almost wish Carter was still blind so he'd still need me.
Yeah, but he's not.
So what does he do? He and Stewie devise a plan to blind Carter again. Yes, again.
He said you couldn't cut it as a member of One Direction.
What? But they have an opening. Zayn is
is gone! He does know Zane is gone, right? Oh, he definitely knows. Yeah, he thinks you could be in O-Town, but not One Direction.
Their weapon of choice? Flint, Michigan tap water. Yep, one squirt and Carter's not only blind again, but also has skin that looks like microwave pizza rolls.
And that's how the penis song goes. Ah, son of a bitch, my eyes!
You're up. Carter, what happened? You look like you could use some help.
Ah, my face!
Horrified by what he's done, Brian finally apologizes and promises to help for real.
And it's made me realize that I was blinded by luxury and comfort, but now I see that none of that matters if I don't...
Brian, hold on.
But then Stewie, who apparently thinks he's in Game of Thrones, pulls a lever that somehow fixes everything, heals Carter, and restores the status quo.
Looks like we've learned a lot, and my face is better.